Australia fires, troops called to tackle fires. Temperatures have surpassed 40°C (104°F) in parts of southeast Australia. The Australian Navy has already been helping with evacuations. The first evacuees are beginning to arrive from Mallacoota. Victoria has declared a state of disaster as bushfires continue to burn across the state. News script from BBC. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced 3,000 reserve troops will be deployed to help tackle raging bushfires across the country. Defence Minister Linda Reynolds said this is the first time this has happened in Australia's history. All clips may not represent the story. Temperatures have surpassed 40°C (104°F) in parts of southeast Australia. Officials had warned that Saturday was set to be a dangerous day. Since September, fires in Australia have killed at least 23 people. Watch to become bilingual with latest world news. Speaking at a press conference on Saturday, Mr. Morrison told reporters, "We have seen this disaster escalate to an entirely new level. Dozens of people are missing and some 1,500 homes have already been lost this fire season." Mr. Morrison also announced $20 million (£10 million) has been allocated to lease 4 water bomber planes. Defence Force bases will provide temporary accommodation, he said. Authorities in southeast Australia are bracing for a weekend of high temperatures and strong winds, which are threatening to worsen bushfire conditions across the country. What is the situation on Saturday? In Victoria, 3 fires have converged overnight, becoming a 6,000-hectare blaze. The state has already declared a disaster in areas that are home to some 100,000 people, and it had urged residents to leave. 21 people remain unaccounted for in Victoria. Residents in 11 areas under emergency warning have now been told it is too late to leave. Areas affected include parts of the Snowy Mountains. Phone lines are down in some areas of the state, according to 9 News. What other areas are affected? On Friday, the Australian Navy evacuated some 1,000 tourists and residents who were trapped in the fire-ravaged town of Mallacoota on the Victoria coast. The first evacuees arrived in the Mornington Peninsula on Saturday morning. Another ship, HMAS Adelaide, will set sail from Sydney on Saturday and will be located offshore ready to evacuate citizens from the coast if needed. In the state of South Australia, 2 people have died in a bushfire on Kangaroo Island. A quarter of the island has been ravaged by fire. South Australia State Premier Stephen Marshall said much of Flinders Chase National Park had been taken out by bushfires. New South Wales (NSW) has declared a week-long state of emergency. Tens of thousands of residents and holiday makers were warned to evacuate coastal areas, where a tourist leave zone has been declared. NSW Rural Fire Service Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons has warned Saturday will be a long and difficult day for everybody. More than 100 fires are currently burning in NSW and, according to Mr. Fitzsimmons, more than half are not contained. "We know the fires we've got already, but what we need to be vigilant about today as well is the prospect of any new fires that might start under these hot, dry, windy conditions," he said. Some 3,000 firefighters are on the ground in NSW, according to news.com.au. Near Batemans Bay, some 30,000 people have lost power. Power company Essential Energy says it is working to try and safely restore power, ABC News reports. 4 emergency warnings have been issued in NSW. Residents have been told to take shelter as the fire approaches. What's the background? The fires in Australia began in September. In addition to the fatalities, they have so far destroyed more than 1,300 homes, as well as millions of acres of bushland. Meteorologists say a climate system in the Indian Ocean, known as the dipole, is the main driver behind the extreme heat in Australia. However, many parts of Australia have been in drought conditions, some for years, which has made it easier for the fires to spread and grow. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has been criticised for his handling of the bushfires. He has faced persistent accusations of being too absent, including by taking a holiday to Hawaii, and underplaying the role of climate change. In a news conference on Friday, he said he understood that people had suffered a great lot and were feeling very raw. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.